Hello, you guys. It is Gigi with Invite the Light coming to you with another what? Another what? Another reading, of course. Okay, so you guys know what this one is about. And howdy there, folks. How are you? Yay, Jules. How are you? But everybody's doing well there. So I'm going to do a reading on the Queen, as you have already read, I'm sure. I want to see where she is in all of the holiday happenings and the opinions overall of her grandchildren. Well, Charles's children. We got a good rowdy party over in the distance. So some competition. I'm doing okay, thank you. I'm doing okay. Thank you so much, Jules. All right, so let's just see. The major theme of this would be for Queen Elizabeth. 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 Liz. Give me 2 more minutes here just to create a hard-edged focus. And she's kind of tight-lipped there. She doesn't really want to. That lets me know something's going on there. She's worried and a little hurt. Never seen her like that before. Right now with this desert passage card, I just feel like for the first time, like there's so much that the Queen is dealing with. She doesn't know sort of what to do. I mean, literally, like with all these personalities in her family as well. With this other thing that happened with her other son, which I am not even going to get into. So hopefully that won't even really come into this reading. I'm already asking that it doesn't, because I didn't want to go into something like that. Dealing Harry and Meghan, and I think there are levels of disappointment, like within the family, with her, regarding the receptivity toward Harry and Meghan. So give me 1 second here. However, at the same time, this is the area where she treads so softly. I feel like she's like treading softly, not really trying to get too involved. And the reason why she does too is because, like I said, her weakness, and I don't want to even say it's a weakness, but she's a slave to tradition. She is like totally, if William is going to be king and Kate is his wife, and I'm not saying, there's nothing wrong with tradition, by the way, but it's just, so I think, with the Ace of Action here, and these cards, I usually never ever use them, so I had to think, like, what is the Ace of Action? She is actually, thinking about how to really bring this family together. She wants to check some people, and she also wants to the cards here, again, easy does it and stress reduction. She really obviously wants to bring levels of peace into the family, and she wants to make sure that her communication is good. Not only is it good, that it's effective and it's being honored, because I feel like with certain things nowadays, I think where she feels is like, why should I be counseling all these people who are like, no less than 37 years old here, basically no less than 36 years old. It just doesn't fully feel right. But let's keep going here. She definitely wants to offer up a plan. Let's see what. What is it? I think I'm gonna stop messing with these cards because I really don't know them. I mean, I know the titles are different. I had these cards forever. I've never even used them. Okay. Give me 1 second here before I say anything. I feel like it's like a new way of communicating for her. I feel like she's trying to scale down her power a little bit. She's been stepping back a little bit. Also, because she doesn't want to micromanage so much anymore. She really kind of, I think, for once, silently wants to take a little time for herself emotionally, which I don't think she has done so much ever before. Again, I do think this does have a little bit to do with her husband. I know last year I was reading like a whole bunch of stuff on her husband before his accident, car accident. So, she's a little tired. And I feel like with her other son, I feel like she always felt silently. I feel a little weird about saying this, but she always felt silently there was something about him. And I'm not talking about him and his scandal. I'm just talking about she always felt like she had to be a little concerned about him in one form or another, or something like that. So I feel like that story is trying to come forward a little bit. Again, this is a new time for her. Again, this is something where she's trying to exert strength through another means other than just being the queen. It's very interesting. I don't really have good cards here to really drill down on this. Let me see. Because I really don't work with these cards. Give me a second to clear these cards because they've been just sitting around for like over a year, and I was clearing them before, but let me clear them again. So if anybody wants to comment now while I'm trying to concentrate on this, now would be a really good time. Let me give you guys some music to entertain you. I'm just kidding. Okay, maybe a little more hold music. Okay, nobody has any sense of humor, really. Just kidding. Oh, oh my God. I think that would make everybody turn off the video, no matter how interested they were in this subject. Give me 1 more second. These cards are they kind of need house cleaning. Okay. Kind of need house cleaning. Okie dokie. Let us see. Give me 1 second here. Excuse me. Sorry. 2, 3, 4. Clear, 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 clear. Clear, clear. 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 All right. One more thing. One more thing there. These cards were like, as you can tell. Oof. I need another second, you guys. Sorry. Sorry. All right. That did help some. All right. These were really hard to clean. They are not even fully, ugh. I probably need to toss these, and that's probably what I'll do after this. Okay. I think yeah, I feel like the defeat this time around is, I don't want to minimize anything by saying this, but I think for her this time around, the queen, that the all this public stuff, right? William and his little scandal with Kate, Meghan and her impact and all the whatever, and then Harry wanting to defend her, and we get it that Harry wants to defend her, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just speaking from a general point of view. At the end of the day, it's all a burden. At the end of the day, whether it's right or wrong, it's burden in some form of fashion. It's a wear and tear. And Meghan with her family, the Mr. and Mrs. Parasites and all of them, and then there was the other son with that total weirdness, and it's just been like 2 months. I think she's more embarrassed than ever, and she's just like looking at this like, how and where did I kind of, I don't want to say go wrong, but where did my hand, where did I mishandle, not mishandle, it's more like, where did what control did I not grab, or what button did I not push, or something like that. Whereas we seem to be riddled with constant scandal in one way or another. And so she's looking at that, like really looking within. But also, I just feel like she's really tired on the low. I think she's really tired, like low key. Um, excuse me, tired. So, shoes. Yeah, believe me, I think you were a lot cleaner than those cards. These cards are just gross. I'm gonna toss them after this. They're just sorry. Um, energetically. Mm. So, yeah, I mean, she's just really been thinking about that, and I think it also bothers her about how powerless she feels, not only in the public side, but also, like also in the media and the social media's eye, and the wave of, I feel like she's felt like she's been swept up, or the family's been swept up, or at the whims, this is how she feels, at the whims of a sea of public opinion, and or public whatever. And I think she's just a bit tired of that, but I do think she may come out with like another speech. She did talk about taking things step by step in her speech. So I think that has always kind of been her strategy to a certain extent when dealing with really difficult, obstinate people. These people are so loud down here. I'm glad they're having a good time, but damn. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I think it's been a little bit more than humbling for her. And I think she wonders, like, what are we all kind of doing this for? Like, when she looks at someone like the Boris Johnson or whatever, who I think she thinks is like, he's like crass, doesn't know how to speak, he's super immature, wildly disheveled, all over the place, clumsy, just. And don't get me started on his wife. Does he have a wife? I'm not gonna get started on the wife, but I mean that's the attitude of the cars. And don't get me started on his wife. Is I gotta know right now. Hold on one second. Does he have a wife? No disrespect. I'm just saying. Okay, he does. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what she thinks about the wife, but it's like, and don't get me started on his wife. Please, Lord. They just don't have any couth. I feel like she's like, no couth. But you know, she would not use that word. She would, you know, use another word, but there's just no couth there. I think in addition, she's thinking about her husband, and I wonder if he becomes a little snippy or whatever because, hold on one second. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm just trying to see what's going on with him. You know, honestly, to be quite honest, I feel like this man has extended his life and extended his life and extended his life. He's done things to extend his life. I don't even want to go into it. And I just think that he doesn't really have that much of that option anymore. That's all. So let's talk a little bit about her thoughts on let's do her thoughts on Harry and Meghan first. Let's see. She'd like everyone to be respected equally. Obviously, she wants everyone to be in a cohesive unit, and I think that she feels like all of the couples are like all over the place. Excuse me. For whatever reason, I mean, I just think that she feels like Prince Charles does not get involved as much as he should with this situation. But I guess what his attitude is just he likes to avoid those things. Pretty much, yeah. For sure. He doesn't want to say anything. I mean, he hasn't even really confronted his own shit. Okay, let alone be trying to confront somebody else's. So the ability to do that is just not there. But yeah, I think she thinks you know, with Harry and Meghan, let's see. I think that she thinks right now they've been a little scattered. What is this? You know, before they were really organized, everything was fine, everything was growing nicely and quickly, and now she feels that they've just been a little scattered. I think it's disappointing for her to witness that in other people. I think even also maybe Boris Johnson may have said something that he shouldn't have touched upon regarding Harry and Meghan too. And I just really don't think the Queen really appreciates that. I really don't think the Queen appreciates that. And how she's looking at the Harry and Meghan. as actually people who are doing right, you know, who are being fair. And people, you know, she looks at them like these people really mind their business. They mind their business. What is the deal? So I'm gonna go further into that in the extended reading, but I just want to see how she feels with um about William and Kate. Let's see. If you've been watching this video for a few minutes, if you can please hit the like button if you are enjoying it, or if you find yourself interested in it. Thank you. It helps the channel. What? Really? Jules? There's just it's just not kosher. That's why I'm not even, that's why I pulled that up. It's just not kosher. And whatever the hell they've been doing, they've tapped it out. And nobody's weak enough. He just, yeah, meh. Okay. So I believe that she thinks these cards are really good, you know, with William and Kate, even though I kind of honestly really wasn't paying attention, but I'll go ahead and take it. Give me 1 second. In the public's eye, right? The two of them are like pretty, you know, they're just what people want and need. And they're just enough and just too little. You know what I mean? It's not anything overwhelming where people are like, you know, for instance, again, I was talking about this the other day, like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton when they came on, and how people were like, is she gonna be running the country? And she thinks she's so smart and all of this, and she's just, you know, we need somebody who's not literally like, we need somebody who's not that educated, and somebody who's not gonna try to run the country. So this is what I mean. Like, they're not stupid, but they're not, you know, it's almost like, this is an awful thing to say, but children should be seen and not heard, and that's how I feel about them. Not that they are children, but I think people in general find them tolerable because they're just kind of enough to be seen and not heard. And when you see them, they look good. You know, that's the way people want. They don't want anything overwhelming. Don't be coming out, you know, with all this extra stuff, doing all this extra stuff, trying to do all of this flying here and doing this project with this one. And then you're over with Vanity Fair. Like, just sit down and just do your little knitting and your macrame or whatever it is. Then down to the children and, you know, just stand like a proud papa. And that's basically what we want. Don't need anything overcomplicated. So I feel like, you know, they fit the part, you know, and they do very well, like in the public eye, obviously. And even in general, socially. But I just feel like she doesn't feel that they really have the depth or take the time to develop the depth or to have the inclination to connect with any people more than outside of the aristocracy. And she's just really looking at it like, you're only dealing with the 1%, honey. I mean, we're trying to change the globe over here. And that's what I really think the difference is with her regard for William and Harry and Meghan versus William and Kate. And the fact of the matter is, like, they could be, you know, like William and Kate, they, you know, they are the ones, they're producing the heirs. So, I mean, they could just kind of do that, do their little charity stuff, but they can't be like blocking and causing issues for Meghan and Harry. The issue with Meghan and Harry is that Meghan and Harry are really, this is their passion, and they go big and they go hard. And whatever you do when you have this kind of situation versus, people who are in their passion, who really are meeting the height, the type of needs of this world is calling for, to make changes within humanity so that people across the board have the same type of quality of life, or are entitled to at least work, and then for their work receive a quality of life, like simple stuff such as running water, simple stuff such as education for their children, simple stuff such as painkillers. Like, we have people, there was something on our radio the other day about quite many people in Zimbabwe or somewhere else suffering from pain, just outright pain, from chronic pain from just regular sickness in the hospital, because they hadn't had access to painkillers. And that this one nurse was really trying to lead this coalition, because she sat there while this woman was, these two separate stories that I'm putting together, but it goes together. But this one woman nurse was like, this woman, she was really sick. She had like leukemia or something, all these really bad looking disease, and she was dying, and she was screaming for hours and hours because she was in pain. And finally, I don't know how or whatever, they were able to get their hands on some kind of painkiller, but it was very not typical. Like, even women who were giving natural birth don't even have access to freaking painkillers. You know what I mean? I don't really know much about that, so I know there's like an epidural or things like that, or whatever you call it. But, how we're living in one part of the world, and then other people are just like at the whims of just whatever. That definitely is something that is not okay for the queen. And that's why she cheers on those two, because they really are interested in introducing a quality of life for everyone, based on everyone working and putting in their fair contribution, obviously, but being able to have the tools to do so in the first place. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Hi, Barbara Lane. Howdy to you over there in the good old state of Texas. Let's see. I've only been to Texas twice, and I mean, it was very brief, but everyone is so nice in Texas. Everyone is really nice. Okay. So, what does she hope that 2020 brings? Let's do a brief thing, and then I'm going to shut this video down over to an extended. Okay. Excuse me. She is really hoping and working, but in her own little smart way. For some reason, I feel like she just doesn't feel that powerful right now. Like, I feel like she feels like a lot of the people are, in that whole circle, they're all scared. Like, there's no, I don't want to say there's no way, but there's no way according to protocol that Harry would be the same. Look at this card. I have like a whole bunch of the same cards all mixed together in here, clearly. But the same card comes in upside down. There's no way within protocol that Harry would become king, you know. But I really feel like she feels that that's the one who's capable. I really feel like they're the ones who would take everything to the next level, because I think she just looks at everyone else as kind of like, unproductive. They're also older than Harry, and they've shown what they could and cannot do, and how they handle issues as well. And that's the reason for a lot of really big fights at some holiday stuff that we don't know about. Um, You know, again, Prince Charles is like filled with love and stuff, but I mean, again, he's like really kind of aloof in his own way, or disconnected here. But I do feel like no matter what, she's going to say family is family. It's honor and family. It's honor before family. I think that's what she's going to tell them, since they can't seem to sort of reconcile. It's honor before family. It's country before family, you know? And get focused here and get your egos out of it. But I really do feel like she's just witnessed other people having access to the public front and not being able to take it to the level that literally that Harry and Meghan want to. And that's been pretty disappointing. Um, Here go these cards again. There's the Hangman, which I come to finally think of as Kate at times, because it always comes up in her readings. All right, what final words for this? Ace of Wands. Yeah, I just really feel like she feels they're a little bit too idle in there to maintain this monarchy the way it should be, especially in a time where they don't have much power. I think she's worried for that as well. Did anybody see William at the Queen's speech the other night or whatever, her address to the public for Christmas? And then at the end, I think it was William and Prince Charles and herself and young George. And they were like mixing pudding or something, but the pudding is not like an American pudding. I think it's a little more breaded, or there was rice or something. Sorry to the British people if that seems ignorant. I don't know what it was. I just know that it was hard for George to stir it. It was really, really hard. So then William proceeds to tell him to just start stabbing it, right? And so, I mean, these little things, like, I just feel like the Queen kind of saw that and was like, I'm just going to act like this isn't happening. Come on, Charles, and let's just walk away, kind of thing. Maybe we'll just give a little giggle, but I'm going to act like this isn't happening and we'll walk away. So I really think that she does worry about the judgment of these people. I think there are too many of them she feels are in the clouds, and I think listless a little, just in really enjoying the cushness too much, and she's also thinking at a time where, I kind of ruled in a time where I really was ruling. So I had real purpose. There's no real purpose now to this. So, I mean, what am I telling everyone by telling them to be more astute, to be more engaged, to uphold that standard, to show up every day, to improve every day in representing yourself in the monarchy? So she's conflicted in that way too, I think. Oh, so bored with this. Okay. So, that's it. Didi, yeah, right? She really, that pudding. Yeah, I mean, you should see the video. I mean, if you have time in your life, 2 minutes or whatever. And so I am not answering questions from you, Lundy. So please stop asking. We've gone over it, and that's it. So as far as everything is concerned, Didi, yeah, she adjusted her purse. I'm sorry, I was like trying to read what else you wrote. Yeah, and turned away. So yeah, I mean, it's everything that I said before. Like, if these kind of shenanigans are happening up front, imagine if she isn't there. Like, I feel like when I see her, I feel like she thinks to her father. And I think maybe that's some of the reasons why she had such a strong decorum now, is because of her father. I think I actually now her allegiance was kind of just to hold the baton for her father. And I think as she's looking at her son and her grandsons, telling her great grandson to do this, and she's just looking like, this is my father's work, like crumbling. I really think that she is really feeling very vulnerable about this, and that I think saddened because I don't think that she really feels like anything's going to be carried on properly. So, um let me see, Jules, what I feel like the half sisters. Oh, that's a good question. I haven't even asked. I feel like they're really quiet. I mean, I know that they're really quiet, but I feel like um I mean, they're trying to make certain things happen, but I don't think that anything's going to pop. But I'll do a reading on that another time. Like, I'm not really trying to tap into that too tight. Charles. Mm, oh, I don't know. Dee Dee, did you see that reading I did on Prince Charles so long ago? Because I don't know, Prince Charles. I mean, I feel really bad for what he had gone through, being not being able to marry, from the point of view of the cards. Because before that, I'm not gonna lie, judge Prince Charles very hard for many, many years. Like, I did not like him, and I definitely didn't like his wife now, for sure. So, I mean, even now I'm like, well, what did, and that's another thing too. It's kind of like when you look at Diana and how active she was and how she was in Africa, she was willing to walk through a minefield and do all of these things and go into these villages with babies who had AIDS and leprosy and actually hold these children without judgment. I'm not saying that everybody's built to do that, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's something else. Like, then you have Camilla, and I'm not going to say Camilla doesn't do anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying she's not doing what Diana was doing, and I'm not putting her down, but I'm just saying there is a difference, and let's not try to freaking pretend that there isn't. That's what I'm saying. And so, yeah, I mean, oh, wow. That's an old video too. I think it's like from a year ago now. It's like an hour long and it was super emotional. Like, you'll see. It's a bit embarrassing, but it was really, there was so much heavy emotion in there, and so that was the first time I really felt very sorry for Prince Charles. Like, just, I don't think that he ever meant to be the villain. I don't think that he ever, I'm not diminishing the choices that he made. I'm not saying that, but I just feel like he was put in a position where he had to choose not to take on his real love with Camilla, and then married Diana while being really, really tormented, tormented about it. So it is what it is. Um, oh, yeah, thank you. I mean, I was embarrassed because I literally, I never really experienced that much, and I've seen other readers like start crying, like Victoria Falls or whatever. And for the first time, you can't tell on camera; it just looks ridiculous on camera. But for the first time, when I experienced that overwhelm, like, it just overtook me, like it was just there, like a wave, and just overcame me, like all the energy. And I mean, I just was crying, crying, crying so bad for this man, like all of his sad energy. It was just horrible. It was horrible. He's felt so misunderstood for so many years. And if you saw my reading with Diana, I think last week, she was a message toward him. I think she just really, in the overall scheme of things, she acknowledges him kind of. I'm not saying that she's saying, oh, what you did, was necessarily right, this and that. I'm not getting into all of that. I'm just saying that she acknowledges him. She acknowledges true love. She really believes in true love. All right, guys. So, excuse me. I'm so sorry with this throat thing. I am going to go ahead and end this video, take a few minutes, and then try to remember the other video that I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to do an extended video to this one. And then I'm supposed to do another one. So I will be doing that. You're welcome. And then I will, if I am not too tired or bored with this, I will try to do the other video. Oh, that was like a Meghan. It was a Meghan and Harry checkup. Yeah. And then for those of you who don't know, the other day, the William extended video, just email me. Okay. From the other day. Okie dokie. All right, guys. All right. I will talk to you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.